Hey there, it's Pete with GCI Turf. Hope you're having a great day today. And at the time of the filming of this video, it's about the second week of October or so. And I got a phone call from a couple down the street from me in our service area and said, "Hey, I know it's last minute, but we want to get a renovation done or semi-renovation." And went out, looked at the property. Gorgeous, gorgeous farm property, horse farm. And I'm telling you, this place is drop dead beautiful. You can see right here with the flyovers, when this grass comes out and it's popping, it's really going to turn this property on. So 45,000 square feet and mainly crabgrass. All the green you can see in the yard right there is predominantly crabgrass. It's a little bit of fescue mixed in, but not much. A little touch of common Bermuda here and there. Lots of broadleaf weeds, lots of bare areas. So one of the most common questions I get is, how late can you seed? Well, that's a trick question. It all depends on your weather. Seeding is weather dictated. If you live in an area where it turns off cold sooner, then you can't seed. If you live in an area like I do, where we stay mild throughout the fall, you can most certainly can seed. As you can see right here, this is almost a semi-renovation, and I'm doing the seeding work, and I have no concerns with it not coming up. Yes, it will take a little bit longer for it to come in because you don't have the heat like you would in September to get things jump started and rocking and rolling quickly, but it will come in. And obviously it doesn't matter what time of the year it is, water is the key element here. You have to have water. And these folks have done very good at setting up sprinklers all over this massive yard, and they're doing a pretty good job at watering it. At the time I'm editing this video, I'm 2 or 3 weeks past when I actually done the job, and I've already gotten pictures, and they're getting really good germination over the entire area. So right in the front of the house, there was a larger bare dirt spot, and there were some exposed roots from some big old oak trees that they've got. So we brought in a load of topsoil, screen topsoil, and you can see right here I'm kind of spreading it out over the area to cover up those roots. And then earlier in the video you saw dumping some random piles of dirt out in the yard. Those were kind of low spots that were here and there, and we wanted to get those flattened out. Once I got the dirt moved around and semi-leveled with the bucket, I grabbed the power rake and done the fine grading, and very fortunate, very blessed to be able to own a Ventrac and to own several attachments. And the power rake being absolutely one of my favorite ones. It makes for a very clean job. It makes for a very fast job. This thing is super fast. I guess I'd attribute that to the size of the Ventrac. It's not a real big tractor, so it's kind of nimble, I guess would be a good word. But at the same time, it's got plenty of power to tackle some bigger jobs that you might want to get done. So it's really coming in handy right here. This area you're looking at right here was nothing but moss, covered in thick, dense moss. So instead of chemically taking it out, of course we didn't have time to do that, I took the power rake and I manually removed the moss. This particular customer requested the GCI Turf Spreader Elite, which is a rhizonomous tall fescue that has some spreading capabilities. And bare dirt areas, I went down at between 9 and 10 pounds per thousand. And then even in the areas out in the yard, I went really heavy with it. I went around 7 to 8 pounds per thousand. simply because there was a little bit of fescue mixed in here and there, but the majority of it was crabgrass and bare dirt. You can see right here the aerator's getting jiggy with it. This ground was absolutely rock hard in a lot of places. Several areas I had to go over the ground 2 times, sometimes 3 times, with a full-blown Ventrac aerator simply to break the ground up. That's how hard it was. This is a new customer of ours, kind of a last-minute call-in, and they're going to sign up with our fertilizer weed control plan here locally, and hopefully with a little bit of work, a little bit of time, we can get the dirt right. This right here is the area where I spread the new topsoil mix, and the way I like running the aerators, I like putting my seed right on top of the ground and taking the aerator and just jiggling it down into the dirt. Of course, if it's really late in the season and there's leaf material that's going to be falling, I'm actually even more aggressive with the aerator because I'm trying to protect that grass seed. I'm trying to bury it a little bit deeper than I typically would. And of course that means it takes a little bit longer to come in, but I protect it from leaf removal activities, because even though you're seeding a yard a little bit later in the year, you still want to keep the leaves off of it. And I forgot to tell you earlier, once I put down the grass seed, I put down starter fertilizer as well before I aerated it. And right here I'm going down with tenacity in a very, very heavy shot of RGS. The tenacity is going to do a couple things. A lot of that crabgrass and some of the other weeds that are out here, it's going to take those out. And I'm also going to get a little bit of pre-emergent activity. So as the crabgrass is kind of going out, and actually the frost is going to actually help me with that as well, the new turf will begin to come in. And the RGS is a biostimulant I've been using for several years now that will help aid in getting the dirt right. And last but not least, and the single most important thing when it comes to overseeding semi-renovation or full-blown renovation work is the H2O, the water. This part is an absolute must. Of course, you can take a chance and wait on rain to take care of it. But we had a talk with a customer, and they were willing to drag hoses. So all of this 45,000 square feet, to my knowledge, they are pumping water to it. They are on a well, so that kind of takes some of the financial burden off. They don't have to pay the water bill part of that. But I'm excited to see this. Look at that house. Isn't that drop dead gorgeous? I cannot wait to come back out and hopefully, if things have went right, show you some really, really pretty green grass out here. So, as always, I appreciate you taking time out of your day to watch, and I'll check you later.